Box Office Maniacs. That's right. Box Office Maniacs is back. No more horror month, so I've come from the future, or the past maybe, to sit down here and actually review something as Box Office Maniacs. Now we've arrived on episode number 4. And this was called... Actually, I don't know the name of the episode. I guess I should learn the name of these episodes if I'm reviewing them. Let's just call it the spider episode, or spiders from space, or, you know, the arachnoids, or I don't know. I have no idea the name of this episode. But it is episode 4 of the 11th season of the 13th Doctor. I can tell you that. At least I remembered something here. I mean, I can deal with cockroaches, I can deal with snakes, I can deal with whatever slimy, awful little things that, you know, crawl around when you turn the lights off. But spiders have always bothered me. I mean, I can watch spiders, don't get me wrong, they don't creep me out too bad, but as something that actually is a little creepy for me, that is a spider, because they don't seem like they should be real. They don't seem like they move like a thing should with all of its weird hairy legs. I don't know. They're just kind of weird. That's all I'm going to say. They're creepy. And I'm guessing they probably put this on because it was close to Halloween. It wasn't Halloween, it was the week before. And they wanted to give you a good, scary episode. It wasn't necessarily a scary episode, but it was a great episode. Once again, 2 really, really great episodes. Wasn't as good as last week's. I mean, Rosa, like I said, is one of the best episodes of all time. But as for just, you know, a Doctor Who episode trying to creep you out a little bit, the companions once again shined in this episode. They actually started developing the policewoman's... I really got to write these names down. They actually went to the policewoman's house, and you got to meet her family and her sister and her dad, and they seemed like kind of a cool group of people. And then the other guy, he gets a letter from his father, and his father wants to contact him again. And then the older guy is still dealing with his loss of his wife. And I'm glad they're doing that. I'm glad they just didn't get rid of her first episode and then be like, oh, well, we're not going to talk about her again. No, she was actually kind of a prominent figure in this episode, and I thought that was really good to see him dealing with that. Not just to throw it under the rug and say it didn't happen and forget about it, go on these adventures. They actually dealt with it in this episode, and I really like that. As for the episode itself, it introduces a new bad guy. And something I've been kind of interested in this season is, I mean, there's been some, you know, alien bad guys, but it seems like they're mostly human bad people in this season. We haven't really been introduced to, except for maybe the first episode, to a really just straight-on alien race. I mean, this guy is absolutely human, or at least they portrayed him as human in this episode. And they also kind of portrayed him as, yes, I'm going to say it, Donald Trump. Now first let me say I will not talk anything political on this channel. If you see Donald Trump on here or any other people that pop up on here to say anything, that is not me. I will not post any political anything on this channel. This channel is supposed to be for fun and for entertainment. I do not get into that stuff on this channel. So that said, this guy wasn't, obviously he wasn't Donald Trump, but he was very rich. He owned a bunch of hotels, and he was wanting to run for president, and the guy was a complete a-hole. He was just a real jerk. And they even mentioned Trump's name in here, and they said, oh, this guy hates Trump. That's kind of this character. He's very ruthless, he's very evil, and then he's wanting to run for president. So this is a really interesting character that they brought into this episode, because he's human. As far as I know, he's human anyway. Might change a little bit later, but it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool they actually have a regular human evil character on this show. As for the rest of the episode, it was about spiders and big mutated big spiders. These spiders are in this hotel, and the Doctor shows up, you know, with her companions, and the policewoman's mother was working at this hotel, and they find all these spider webs everywhere. It's just huge, gigantic spider webs, and they find out that these spiders are being mutated by something. Again, I'm not really going to give it all away, from the hotel. And as in big spiders, I'm talking about they're like this big. Most of the spiders are about that big. Then we got Mama Spider, and she's about as big as a freaking car crawling around up on the ceiling. And the CG on the spiders I thought were just excellent. I mean, they looked like real creepy spiders walking down the hallways and stuff. It also gave all the companions, once again, a lot of stuff to do in this episode. Each one had their own little thing that they did in this episode. It was great. It was really great to see them split off and do their own little things again. Story-wise, I thought it was extremely well written. And again, character development was fantastic in this episode. I mean, we kind of already got the Doctor. I think she's pretty much established herself as the Doctor. So, I mean, that's kind of like, oh, well, I don't know about her. No, she's the Doctor. I mean, this straight up, I mean, yeah, we have a new Doctor. I have no problems with that. The big problem I was having was the fact that through all these Doctor Who episodes, through almost every season that I've watched of Doctor Who, it's always the Doctor and a companion. I mean, they have had more people than just the Doctor and the companion in the past, and especially on the older episodes. But mostly, when they rebooted the thing with Christopher Eccleston, they kind of stayed with the Doctor and the companion. So he had Rose for one season, and then of course David Tennant also had Rose, and there was a huge connection between him and Rose. And it was, I still think, probably the best Doctor and companion connection out of any season ever. And then we moved on to Matt Smith, and then he got his own companion, which ended up being Peter Capaldi's companion, which ended up being, he got a new companion after her. So there was always kind of like the Doctor, the companion. That's kind of the thing that's always been. And now that's not the case here, which I can kind of understand with a female Doctor. It would be weird, I guess, to have a female Doctor and a female companion, or a female Doctor and a male companion. And I don't know, I mean, it wouldn't be too weird, I guess, but it would be like, I don't know, it would be awkward, I guess, I'm trying to say. I don't know how well that would work. So what they decided to do here, which is something absolutely brilliant, is now it's a team. It's not her and some other person, that she's going to be attracted to or start liking. It's an entire team, and she's working with these other people as a team. It's not two individuals anymore. And I think that's really a breath of fresh air for this show. I also liked about this episode is the end of the episode. Again, I'm trying to avoid spoilers, but at the end of the episodes, you can kind of see where all of her companions are right now in their lives. And she had just happened to come in their lives when they don't want to stay what they're doing. And it's like they want to leave and go off and do adventures with her because their actual lives kind of suck right now. And they'd rather go and do some other thing. And she warns them, like, this is not a game. This is not fun and games. You could actually die. You could actually never come back. And they're like, okay, we're ready. I mean, the ending of it was great. And again, the stuff with the spiders, it was a fun, sort of like a B-movie, old kind of, like them with the big ants, that kind of thing. Tarantula, remember all those great films? It was sort of like that up and towards the end of it. And then, of course, it just got crazy emotional again. I mean, it just sort of turned the wheel backwards, like, oh, we're having fun, we're fun. Oh, my God. So, and again, I really wasn't expecting that. And I love the Doctor's stance on everything. Like, they think, the people think that these spiders are just creatures and they want to kill them. And she's like, no, these are living things. You will not do that. And I love that part of her character on here now. She does a great job with that. Overall, I am giving episode 4 a solid 5 out of 5. And now I'm just ready for episode 5. And I can't believe we're halfway through the season already. It's just like, what happened? Where did it all go? And right now, I can tell you, it's probably the only show that I'm watching that I can't wait for it to come on. I cannot wait for every Sunday at 7 o'clock to sit down and watch Doctor Who. No other show on right now is really drawing me that way. It's just like, okay, man, another episode of The Walking Dead, another episode of this, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I'll watch it, but I'm not excited. I used to be excited about The Walking Dead. I used to be like, oh man, every Sunday, here we go, Walking Dead. I can't wait to find out what happened. But yeah, there's no other show on right now that is doing that for me except for this 11th season here of Doctor Who. And I think it's great. I think it's so much fun to actually have a great season of the Doctor, and a season that you're looking forward to every Sunday to find out what happened. And I hope they can keep it up. I mean, they got 5 more episodes to go here, so yeah, I'm in. I'm all the way in. I'm 100% in now, and I love everything about the show. I love the Doctors. I love the companions. The stories have been really good, and I guess we'll see what happens on episode 5. And if you want to see what I think of episode 5, hopefully it'll be good for these last 2 episodes. Tune in, subscribe. You might be one of the 5 people who are watching these reviews, but that's okay. I don't care. I love the Doctor. I've never done a review for a Doctor Who season ever, and this is my first time sitting down talking about The Doctor and a season of The Doctor, and I'm having a blast. I'm having a blast watching it. I'm having a blast doing these reviews. I don't care if 2 people tune in and watch it. I'm doing it for myself. But hopefully you guys will enjoy these reviews, and if you do, hit that subscribe button, because I'll be back here next week, probably sooner than I did this week, because Horror Month is finally over. So I have some time to myself to actually sit down and do reviews again. I know it's crazy. It's crazy talk. But yeah, I do. So thank you for watching this review. I'll be back next week with episode 5 of Doctor Who, episode 3 of 9 of 5 of season whatever. So tune in, because I still won't know what I'm talking about next week either.